Hi, I'm Loula Belle and today I'm going to show you how to achieve this hairstyle, which is the result of a wet Pincurl set. So obviously we're not using any electronics, we're just going to be using our fingers, a hairbrush and some pins. So stay tuned and I'll show you how. Okay, so as you can see my hair is now wet. I've shampooed it and conditioned it and rinsed it, and then I've used this product on it. This is called Motion's Foaming Wrap Lotion. Now this is not widely available in the UK and I apologise for using it, but it's really great and it does a fantastic job. So I would suggest if you can get hold of some, try and get it. It's really good. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it on eBay, and if you have like a large hair extension shop in your local city centre, they normally sell this in one of those shops. I got mine in the centre of Leeds. As you can see, it's sort of cheap, £3.49, it's like $5. It's fantastic, it's really good. So I've just combed that through into my hair so it's all soaked in, and then I'm just going to go through the tools and then we'll start with the tutorial. So you're going to need one of these, which is a tail comb. So as you can see, it has plastic bristles, and then we have the metal end which has a point on it. If you have one that's all the way plastic all the way through, that's fine, it makes no difference at all. The metal ones are just slightly sharper. The second thing you're going to need, and this is probably the most important thing, is this Pincurl clips. You can get these in Boots, but they're quite expensive. So if you can get them on the internet, it's definitely going to be so much better for you. They're just so much cheaper. You can get a big box of them as opposed to a pack of 12. So there you go. And as you can see, they're very flat and they've also got a good closure on them. Now, you may have seen pictures of people like Marilyn Monroe wearing pin curls with bobby pins or hair slides, whatever you want to call them. And that's that. So you would wear them like this, you would wear them crossed over. That's okay. Because you can see the distance, the gap here, this hair is going to be loose. Whereas with the pin clip, it's sorted out. It's not going to move once you've got it in. With bobby pins, you will find that your hair will move more. So I'd go with the Pincurl clips just because they're much better at their job. The third thing you're going to need is one of these. You might not, depends how quickly your hair dries. I find that my hair dries quite quickly, so I use this just to give anything that's a little bit dry a quick spritz, just to make sure that it's fully wet when you're rolling it. Okay, so let's go ahead. So okay, I have a parting which starts, let's see, about there. And I do apologise, I have layers in my hair at the moment which aren't ideal for pin curling, but they take a while to grow out, so we're still in the in-between stage at the moment. So just comb the hair through. And make sure that product is all fully through your hair and it's soaked in. And make sure you've got plenty on. Don't be shy. If you're using the foaming wrap lotion, don't be shy with it. It says apply liberally, and I follow the instructions on that. Let's have a look. Okay. Right, okay, so we're ready to go. So I've got my pin clip ready. So take the end, sorry, I'm just molting. Take the end of your tail comb and you're just going to lift up a section here. You can do this with your fingers if you like, it's completely up to you. And you can add a little bit more hair in if you wish. Now, I have actually quite short hair on the front. If you have like short bangs or fringe or anything like that, obviously you're not going to curl that part, but I need to curl this. So that's a little bit big. So take a little bit more out. Okay. So you want about a square inch of hair. You can do less or more depending on the length of your hair. So get the hair like this. You're going to need 2 fingers. Just wrap the hair around your fingers, like so, and then you're just literally going to roll down, take your clip and slide it in. Okay, done. So now we're going to do the next one. So I do 2 at the front and then I do behind as well. So I do these 2 at the front, which is where I have the shortest part of my hair. I must apologise, I'm not the neatest pin curler, by any stretch, but it works for me and was happy with the results. So just make sure that any end pieces are tucked in, because if they're not, they might go a little bit frizzy when you dry them, when it's brushed out. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to start doing the section behind there. When you're pin curling, you pin curl, depending on how you want to do it. So I go this way, I curl round, so I curl it that way, all the way round. On this side, I curl them this way, and at the back, from the crown of my head backwards, I pin them round. I find that works best for me, so that's the way that I do it. Okay, you will find that if this is the first time you're doing it, it's a little bit trial and error. You know, you are going to maybe mess up a couple of times, but once you've got the hang of it, it's really, really simple. It's a really, really cheap, easy way to do your hair and to get a really great result. Okay, so wrap around like so, pinch it, and then just literally roll the hair round. Okay. Now, if you were doing your hair like this in the 40s or the 50s, you probably would have followed a setting pattern. Now, I'm not going to use a setting pattern today, and I just do my hair in a certain way each time. But the problem with the setting pattern is that it's really difficult to do it on yourself. You kind of need, that one's gone a little bit astray now, you kind of need someone to do it for you. If you make a mess just like I did, just rebuild it, it'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, setting patterns. So you can use a setting pattern. If you went to the library and you got a book out about vintage hairstyle, or or a book from that time, there will be setting patterns in there. They're really, really great if you're doing hair on somebody else. But I find that if you want to try to do them on yourself, it's really, really hard. And to be honest, it's probably not worth it. So you probably just better simply just doing it as, just trial and error. Just work out the best way for you, and that's the way to do it. I mean, if you were doing it on someone else, or if you were doing someone's hair for their wedding or a really special occasion, then you probably would want to use a setting pattern. Okay, now these bits here are really, really wispy and fine, and sometimes they're a bit annoying because they're so fine they're not really going to stand up from your head like they should. So I sometimes pin these ones flat depending on how they're behaving. Yeah, I'm going to pin that one flat. Okay. So once I've got to this stage and I've done this front part of my hair, which is just basically my fringe, I'm going to start on the other side. And already I can feel that my hair's going a little bit dry, so I'm just going to spritz that a little bit. That's just water in that spritz, there's nothing else in there. I don't find that I need it. You could possibly put setting lotion in there if you wanted, dilute it with water. You could use anything you want really. Lotta Body is quite a good setting lotion, or you could use some of the wrap lotion with some water. It's completely up to you. There's loads of different products out there. But I find water just works fine for me. Okay, so as you can see, we're just rolling the hair around that way now. This feels a little bit dry, so leave it a quick. And I'm just going to do that into probably one big one because there's so much wispy hair there where it's all growing out that it's not going to look that great if I do it in two small ones. A really great thing with pincurling is that obviously the hair dries as you go about your business. So, for example, you can get up. Most times I would do this at night, or sometimes I would get up early in the morning and do this if I was going out that evening. So, for example, I'm going out tonight, so I'm going to pincurl my hair up and then leave it in all day, let it dry, and then it'll be ready for this evening. You could use a drying hood if you needed to speed that process up, but I've never felt a need to really buy one or use one, to be honest, so I probably wouldn't go for that. Okay, so now we're going to start on the back part of my hair. So again, you want the same size piece. Sometimes I actually do bigger pieces, to be honest, if I'm going backwards. Okay, as you can see, I've got some really short layers in there. They are growing out. They just take forever. If you were going to sleep on this, if you were going to pincurl your hair wet and then sleep on it, I would suggest that you do all of the back pieces flat. That way they won't get squished in the night. But that's completely up to you. But I often do my hair pincurl and sleep on it, and I always do the back pieces flat just because it's just a little bit more comfortable as well. Obviously you're sleeping with a lot of clips in your hair. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, the front part is really coming to shape now. So we're going to really start on the back. So I've got the top part and then we're going to start on the back. So just the same size pieces, and I'm not going to sleep, so these are going to be away from the head as opposed to flat to the head. I find that if I do them flat to my head and I make them too small, I just can't brush them out, they're just uncontrollable. That might not be everyone's experience, but it's definitely been mine. Oops. Okay, so as you can see, it's really starting to take shape. So you've got curls going all the way around. Some of them you want to go round, some of them you want to go back. And start to fill in all these side areas. third time lucky. Let's see if we can get this one done. When I finish this, I'll show you what the back looks like and you can see kind of how it should look. Okay, so all the pin curls are in now, so as you can see, they're all in. So, what you need to do now is let them dry. Obviously you're not just going to sit there and let them dry, that would be really, really boring. So go about your day. I mean, 50 years ago, your grandmother, your mother would have fully gone out dressed like this. It would have just been, you know, completely normal to see people with pin curls, and obviously now people are a little bit more shocked. Although I have been to the supermarket like this before. So what you're going to need to take is a scarf. This is just a chiffon scarf. So you're just going to take it and fold it so it's kind of corner to corner, and fold it in a touch, and then we are going to take it so that the points are facing downwards, and you're just going to wrap that around your hair and try and catch as many curls as you can. You don't want them all poking out, and try not to squish them too much. If you can fit it in around the curls, I would definitely suggest that. So literally just put a bow in. If you were going out like this, what you would need to do is you would need to put some clips in around your around the back. So you just take a clip and put a couple on the back just to keep it in place. If you're just going to be in the house, it really doesn't matter at all about doing that. So there you have it. So I'll see you in a few hours when we brush out. Bye.